Well, we've always held back from renewable energy, depending on who's in office and what their belief is. But I think we realize now, with gas prices starting to move up again, that we don't want to be so tied to the world in terms of how we move around products, because really the gasoline, besides the effect of just individuals traveling or you and I driving around in our cars, the other effect is moving goods across the country in trucks. That's a dramatic cost when gas prices are so volatile. So, you know, this Biden administration, they always have this very aggressive bill that they're looking to move towards more renewables. We're moving a lot of our public transit to electric vehicles. So we need to move in this direction, but it takes a long time. And, you know, as we've talked about, we don't have a lot of the components necessary to do it quickly. So I mean, we're probably looking about 2030 before we can really move farther away from oil the way that we currently are. So that's a long way away, and it's an infrastructure project that costs a lot of money, and we can't have a stop-start situation. Because what happens a lot of times when oil prices go up is everyone talks about this and they want to go this direction, and then when oil prices drop, then people lose interest and they buy their massive automobiles that they don't need. So I think it's a matter of us realizing that as a country we need to focus on infrastructure right now. Similar to what we did, after the Great Depression, we focused on a lot of infrastructure projects with highways and parks. Now the revolution of us going green and focusing on this is something that will keep our country in a better financial position, and so that's the big focus now with this administration. So whether you like it or not, this is where things are going. People need to realize that this does save us money and it makes us more independent from the world.
But then, at least from what is happening right now, majority of the manufacturing of solar panels and all of this equipment that we need to use to convert to renewable energy is still dominated by Middle East and
Sure.
Asia. Do you think we can actually shift all of those manufacturing from there to here so that we truly become independent? Otherwise, we're just going to end up importing all of this equipment.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because with every administration, there's pros and cons, and I think one of the things that President Trump was really focused on was tariffs, and it was an unpopular position by him, by a lot of people, but that's the big question. If we created substantial tariffs on solar that was built in other parts of the world, then there'd be a drive to make that solar here. But it's sort of, now we're in a position we're so behind the eight ball that we probably don't want to go that route. I think the more we can create jobs and infrastructure here to make us independent from the world, that's the key. But I just don't know if our short-term goals seem to be more important than focusing on creating jobs right now, is just getting solar panels here. And so I think we're going to have to end up buying them from overseas for a while until we realize that we don't want to go through what we went through during the pandemic, which is we were so dependent on China for everything that we had basically a shutdown, and it caused us a lot of problems. And we don't want to go through that again. This is Colin Plume. If you have any questions about investing in precious metals, check out noblegoldinvestments.com or give us a call at 877-646-5347.